My mother's favorite Christmas song is "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." She loves it because it is sad. It was written during wartime when no one was sure if their loved ones would come home. Through the years, we all will be together if the fates allow. Until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow. Muddling through is how some of us get through this season. And that song, it speaks to heartbreak. It tells the truth of Christmas, that sadness goes hand in hand with joy. Joy and sorrow are woven so fine. The song reminds her, my mom, of the Christmas after her own divorce. The year we scrounged for pine cones in the park to make ornaments. The year we were so poor, and she had left all the decorations behind with my dad. I listened to it on repeat during that Christmas season, the Christmas season of my own divorce. Afraid that every joyful childhood memory of Christmas had now been officially shattered, and I needed to replace it with something else entirely. My goal was muddling through. Muddling through somehow. That's what this season feels like to so many. When I was divorcing at Christmas, this is how I muddled through. I went through the motions. I waited for my kids to go to bed, and then I cried. I anesthetized myself with the walls that I built around my heart, and no small amount of bourbon. It was really other people who broke me out of the numb haze that I was in. Specifically, my friend Cecilia. My friend Cecilia Kingman lives in Seattle, on the other side of the world, it seems like. She's a colleague of mine, and while I was divorcing at Christmas, she wrote me every day. She wrote me letters. She too had gotten a divorce in her 30s when she had 2 young children, and she was on bed rest during my time of need, pregnant with twins with her new husband, her older children already grown. She calls her twins a second litter, her reminder of the resurrection, and also the reminder that you can still get pregnant when you are perimenopausal. So be careful. And maybe twins. The Christmas I got a divorce, my friend Cecilia told me to find a church where no one knew me, with lessons and carols. She told me to hide in the dark and cry and let the words just wash over me. She said to me, the gospel is timeless and true, and the words are not forced merriment. They are not candy-coated. She reminded me that the Christmas story is not actually about family togetherness and cookies and tinsel and holly. It is about the tiniest ray of light in overwhelming darkness. It is about the light that darkness will not, cannot overcome. It is about love in a time of fear. It is about hope in a time of rage. Cecilia and the darkness were how I muddled through. One day when I told her I couldn't get out of bed in the morning, she wrote me this. I scrolled up through my Facebook Messenger to find this message from 2011 for you. Oh, she said, that damn getting out of bed. It is so hard, isn't it? I hated waking up each morning. I just wanted the sleeping to go on, so that the brutalities of the day wouldn't intrude. And I remember so well resenting joy. There were days when I hated happy people. I couldn't bear to see them. I wanted to run up and snatch their happiness away from them. I felt so mean so much of the time. How could everyone be happy? How could they go about like everything was the same? How dare they enjoy themselves? Oh yes, I remember that feeling. I wish I could write you a letter from your future self, Robin, that said the following: I am a strong and wise person with a depth of self-knowledge that is hard-earned. I am compassionate and gentle with people who are struggling in the depths of their souls because I have been to hell myself and know the pain of that struggle. I am wise because I was once foolish in the most human of ways, and this wisdom allows me to speak to people in the broken places. I have learned to love truly and deeply, with no facades and no fairy tales, despite the fact of death, to love myself first and to love others, knowing exactly who I am and allowing the other person to be exactly who they are. I am wholly myself and won't trade that away for any prize. And then she said, Robin, these are the gifts that lie in your future. You are already well on your way to that place. This is hell, yes, and it will be for a while. But already you are healthier and stronger than you were a year ago, because depression is not a sign of being broken, nor is it a sign of being less than competent. These are signs that something big is going on. Your spirit and soul are waging a war for truth, struggling to be bigger than you have allowed yourself to be ever before. That's exhausting work, and depression is the sign of that exhaustion. There is nothing fundamentally wrong with you, my dear Robin. You are just human and becoming even more human, like the Velveteen Rabbit. She said, these transitions require a lot of creative thinking to survive. Where can you get help? Who would lend a hand? Who will come sit with you while you weep and not want anything from you? How will you make your way into the future? Upon whom can you rely? All of these questions will get answered in due time. I promise you will make it through. It will be like the poem from my friend Nancy Schaefer. This poem got me through the darkest of days, and maybe it will help you too. It's called Still the Moon Increases. You think the arc of the horizon should split, one side jaggedly askew, one forever gone. The horizon doesn't split. Its edges remain. You think the ocean should dry to sand because of all the tears it held. You have used up. You have stolen water even from the clouds. But the ocean is not dried, nor the clouds gone, though you have cried them both multiplied and more. You rub your eyes that grains still ripen, plums turn blue, still the moon increases. You thought all of this was gone. Such is the unimaginable you have lived. You thought everything was gone. But without your doing, the world is fashioned in this way. Moments become other moments. Steps lead somewhere. All things breathe, even without remembering. One day after a very long time, without rubbing your eyes, you see the arc of the horizon, still an arc, the ocean full, and you are not betrayed, but glad. Wherever we are, whatever our brokenness, whenever we shed tears, whomever we have lost. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness will not overcome it.